What is child labor?
Let's look at what people think and what the perspective is of child labor.
So Jessica, what do you think child labor is and what's your perspective of child labor?
I think child labor is work done by children. It should stop and it's really bad.
Thanks for being in this interview, Jessica.
No problem.
What do you think and what's your perspective of child labor?
Child labor, just an excuse for lazy parents to send their children to work for the price of money.
So, what's your perspective of child labor, Sergeant?
I think child labor is bad because it's an inappropriate use of children and it's really bad.
Let me tell you what the dictionary defines child labor.
In the Canadian Intermediate Dictionary, child labor is defined as work done by children in factories and businesses, and etc.
Let me tell you about Iqbal. Iqbal Mazia lived in Pakistan. When he was 4 years old, his father made him go to a factory and work there. His father had done this because he had borrowed money from the factory's owner and he could not pay it back. Iqbal was charged for his daily bowl of rice and he was fined whenever he went to sleep during work. Iqbal later told the police how he was treated, but the police just bought him back. When he came back, the owner beat him up and chained him up to the loom. Iqbal later went to the human rights group who were against children's work. With their help, he was freed from the factory and enrolled in their school. He was able to read and write by this time. He began doing public protests against child labor. Newspapers started to write about Iqbal. Iqbal was famous at this time, and in 1994, he even got to speak in Sweden and US. Iqbal was now famous and won many awards for his bravery, and in 1995, he was shot while riding a bike in Pakistan. Now, many people blame the business owners for this. Well, because after Iqbal had done his protest, they had lost a lot of money for their business. Now you tell me, is this what child labor is? Getting beaten up every single day just because you do sleep when you're doing work? This is the reality of child labor.
Mostly child labor occurs in Asia, Pacific region, and Africa.
Why does child labor occur? The parents of a child cannot find jobs because they are scarce, forcing them to make their children work. Instead, children are more easily employed due to the fact that they can be paid less than adults, and because they are more decoy and easier to exploit. Sometimes greedy employers decide to illegally employ children because they are easy to exploit, they cost less, and they don't complain as much.
Who does child labor occur to? Child labor occurs to the kids that are mostly aged 5 to 17, and it is 95% occurring to people that live in a country that isn't developed, mostly in Asia and the West Indies and Africa.
Support organizations that are raising awareness and provide direct help to individual children. We also could sponsor children all around the world from websites like World Vision, UNICEF, and Free Children, and many more. Could go around neighborhood and ask for donations. Every class in Fletcher Creek can sponsor a child and bring in $2 every month. Put up the bake sales and at school to have more money for children.